Namaste, I am Thishyaketh Abimalla, founder and CTO of TNSA. Today, I am going to show you a demonstration of GensChat, our chat platform, which is powered by Engine 3.9 language models, which are trained on Engine 3 OpenWheat models TNSA developed. Features four models: Engine 3.9 Pro, Lite, Max, and iGen 1 Nano, which is a image generation model. So let's see Engine 3.9 Lite's performance. I've asked it to summarize the Shakespeare's Hamlet in five simple sentences as if it's explaining to a 10-year-old. So Engine 3.9 models are reasoning models. So they first generate chain of thoughts and then uh, come with a final output. So here it has generated the response explaining it up to a 10-year-old. Then let's try Engine 3.9 Pro. Now let's give it a more harder question to prove a square root of like square root of 2 that is irrational with step by step reasoning. So the model performs a chain of thoughts and then comes to a final output. These models outperform many large language models out there by big companies like OpenAI and Google. And yeah, it has proven by the proof of contradiction, and it assumes the opposite, that the root 2 is rational, and it finally concludes the process as it's irrational. Then let's try Engine 3.9 Max, our largest language model we have trained, which is based on Engine 3 10 billion parameters. We'll ask it even hard question to write an efficient Python program to generate Pascal's triangle up to 20 rows and explain its connection between the binomial expansion. So the engine 3.9 max is trained on engine 3 10 billion parameters with about 36 trillion tokens of data for chain of thoughts, giving it a huge performance and teaching it more like complex issues. So the model is thinking how we can generate the Python code, and it's um, finalizing its outputs and analyzing how we can connect between the binomial expansion. Then the model generates a final Python script, and it explains as well the binomial expansion of the Python script it has generated. Now with that, GenChat also features few more modes called cre- create image, web search, scientist, code, and multi-agent. So I'll demonstrate each of them separately. So let's ask the Engine 3.9 Pro model about this paper and ask it to explain it for a 5-year old. Yeah, so the model responds with the simple summary of the paper, and it explains about the paper for a 5-year old in simple words. Now let's see iGen 1 generating an image. So here you go. Engine 3 and iGen 1 Nano generates the image of Lord Ganesha. And now let's take a look into the modes we have on GensChat. We'll go for the scientist mode, and we'll ask the model to summarize the DeepSeek's MLA. So the scientist modes is an agent which utilizes the research pages or research indexes available on the web, It goes to them, researches, and gives us the final output. So here I have asked it about DeepSeek's MLA architecture. So it will go to the DeepSeek paper and analyze it and give us a summary. So this the scientist model leverages Engine 3.9 Pro as a foundational model and agentic tools to give outputs. So here you go. The model has summarized everything about the DeepSeek MLA multi-latent attention, and it has as well given the links for the sources it has got. So now let's check. Now let's check the multi-agent. A multi-agent mode is a mode where Engine 3.0 Lite, Pro, and Max uh, generate a similar output and come to a similar output after analyzing the same question many times. So we'll ask the model to do something, Pro and Max, and all of these generate and come to a last or a final output, and which improves the ability of them to generate more correct outputs. So now let's ask another mode. We'll ask it will as well explain how this model functions. So yeah, it has defined a convolutional neural network for the MENS dataset and trains and evaluates it on the dataset. So this is the mode in the engine 3. Now let's ask the web search one for the latest updates in quantum. So the web search one uses Engine 3.9 Pro, Max, and Lite both, and it chooses according to the um, reasoning level of the question, and it generates the output. So here are some quantum milestones for the 2025 it has given after searching on the internet. So these are some features available on the GensChat, and we have GenStore, a feature where users can build their own models using Gen engine. The users can use the coding assistant for the specified coding task. This was created by a user by TNSA AI, and this is a data analyst made by Data Pro. And we can also create our own models using MyGens, create a gen, and it's a simple process to build more gens. This is all it about TNSA GensChat. Thank you. Jai Hind.